Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. Your spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia.
Yes, you're welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia discussions, and today is the 11th of August 2026, a beautiful Tuesday evening from where I sit. And my colleagues are here with me. They are well seated in their respective studios, and Mafa is in Sweden, my neighboring country, and also Paul the Lord a little distance away from us, but he's in Central Europe. So we want to say welcome to all of you guys. And first, we just came from the weekend, so to speak. So today is the first edition of the program for this week. So let me hear how you guys been doing. How was the weekend?
Well, thankful my weekend was a very good weekend. Very relaxing. Home through all the weekend. It was good, and the weather had been very very well. I can't complain much. Very fantastic, the Englishman would say. And for some reason, for the past 40 days, we haven't had rain in London, so we enjoying this, and I hope this continue up to December. And I'm just praying that it should remain like this, but it wouldn't happen. But having said that, yeah, the weekend was good.
Mike.
Yeah, the weekend was, actually tiring. So, well, we should have met, but you know what happened.
Yeah.
But other than that, we're back to the same old place again. We are on the bottom line to discuss the issue. So, yeah, hi.
Okay. Yeah, for me, the weekend was good, and it's surprising that London, that started with heavy rain just before the summer, they're not having rain right now. But we've been having some rain here, but today the sun was very good. It became summer again, and this is how it's going to be from now until around October. The day sun come, well, we enjoy, and then the next few minutes it will be like that. But we can complain about it. This is where we are, and this is what we want to do. So, guys, tonight we're going to have very interesting discussions. We all know that the drug saga in Liberia is far, in my opinion, is far from over. It seems as though new things are happening every day. I remember this saying from the water, and they say, "Men moving, men dropping." Why did dismissing people? They are appointing people. So President Boakai has made a new appointment or nomination in the person of retired Major General Daniel Ziankan from the WIA administration, who was the AFL Chief of Staff, Defense Minister, and now he is the newly nominated head of the DEA. We'll be talking about that, and let's also remind you that we'll be looking at the situation at the border between Liberia and Guinea. Reports coming from there speak of scary experience where it is reported that Guineans are amassing troops in addition to the number they had already stationed. So we'll be looking at what does that mean for Liberia. And besides that, like I said, we'll be discussing the drugs in detail. We got some videos, we got some accusations, serial accusations that are coming up. So together we can all have wonderful discussions tonight. But just before we go into our discussion, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll be starting the show. The reason we take a break is to give you the opportunity to sit, well, place yourself, relax, and be a part of the show. And please, so if you join us the first time, please help us to share the show.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people who us, the people lie to us, the government betray us, so much. I said they lie. The people who us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach in DNA unique, they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we vote tell you. But you screw us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. No one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they said they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then stay they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. With their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach in DNA unique, they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we vote tell you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people.
You're watching the review of Liberian newspapers' headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Okay, let me say welcome again. If you're just joining us, this is the Bottom Line Liberia discussions. We come to you from Europe. We are Liberian European-based platform, and the three of us here are all from different parts of Europe: Magfa, Sweden, Paul, Lord Chilpe, England, and I am from Norway. And tonight, like we said, if you just joining us, we'll be discussing a line of issues affecting Liberia. As we just heard in the jingle, we discussed the headlines that made news in Liberia. So, gentlemen, again, let me say welcome and welcome to our viewers. And for you viewers, all you can do for us is help us to share the show. You can also make your contribution. You can make your comment. If you want to call, you can let us know. We got a telephone number that we can let you call on, and you give your input. So share the show to your friends, make your comment, and then we'll recognize, we'll know where you're coming from or where you're watching us from. So let's go directly into the program tonight. So Paul, let me start with you. Um, we for the past almost 2 months now, we've been the only song we've been singing, most popular song that we've been singing on the political front is this drug issue, and the issue of drug is very important to discuss in Liberia because for few reasons, but the two that I will pick up for now to give as a major reason that we should discuss drug for. Number one, drug is damaging our youths. And if it continues, the trend continues in the next 20 years, we'll have a whole generation lost. And we'll have new people that will be waiting for to be the workforce of Liberia. Imagine the people who are like 15, 20, 25 now, they're all getting damaged by this drug. So children that are being born now in this time, in this year, next year, or whatever, they are the one will be useful. But if possible, it will be useful. But the time that it will take for them to grow to be useful, there will be that wide gap. That's the first reason. The second reason is that all governments of Liberia, they have always promised to fight drugs. This particular government, the Unity Party government, ran on the mantra that they will fight drugs. But why I say that drug has become prevalent? In fact, a higher grade of drug has become prevalent in the country. So I want you to start. Tell us what you think is the problem. Are they not fighting the drugs or what's going on?
That is a big question to ask me, and I don't think I have the answer for that. But I can
You really
play
don't need
around.
to answer. Just give your, your info.
I can play around it.
Mhm.
And you said something about generation. But before I get into the drugs, when I was in my teens, the civil war started in Liberia. That two generations that the civil war destroyed. In 1994, we had a symposium in London here that because of that generation, the two generations, some of us will be in our 70s and they will call us to work in Liberia because we lack that experience. Then fast forward, the drugs issue from Taylor, from Ellie, Weir, and then Joseph Boakai. That's generation also that been affected in it. So we get a big problem in Liberia. Why is it the drugs business is not going away? The politicians in Liberia tend to benefit from this drug business in Liberia, but the people keep it quiet and pretend like they're fighting it. They are the pure, they are the beneficiary of the drug situation in Liberia. So, on where you have something they call cooch. The layman on the ground will sell what we call marijuana grass, but he cannot afford to bring those kind of high class sophisticated drugs into the country. So the people who bring those kind of drugs into the country, the people who are sitting in government, high up, according to the police IG. So they use the drug situation to get rich quicker, and then the rest of the country suffer, and they don't care whether it's a generational thing. They don't care. So this is the problem we have. And I remember there was a guy called former Salif, Eddie Johnson, other son. Under him, there was something about $1.5 million drug situation. I think the American came in, if we can remember. That's years back on Ellen. Under where we have $100 million drugs that came into the country, but they were skipped up by the CIA and FBI, all that. So, but they let those people go. Honor Joseph Burkhardt are fought to say, oh, drugs should be a number one thing. that even when he took office, he did a drugs test. But to our surprise, the guy who took drug test to first under his regime will get cocaine. And the cocaine situation, his own son, the drug cartel implicated his son. And so, if his son is implicated in this by the drug cartel, the video is there. How you think this is going to go away? People trying to protect people. We're in a serious trouble. So to your question, I don't think I can answer that question. This thing, the only way I can play around is to say that the big hands in Liberia, these are people in government, high up in government that actually involved in the drug business, and they want the nation to suffer. They don't care. That's how I see it. Linfa? You
Yeah,
muted.
thank you. I don't think
Okay.
you would have said it any better than that. I didn't really mean that you had an answer to it, but let me go to Mike and put it and put it this way. And Mike, one of the reasons why we'll play a video, okay, we'll play a video, but let's play around it first. Paul just mentioned something very important, and he says that one of the reasons why the drugs is or drugs are prevalent in Liberia, maybe you're not 100% sure, but we're all just suggesting that maybe government higher up, people in government are hands inside. Because when we talk about government, we're not only talking about this government, we're talking about government as a whole. And besides that, the government get control over the borders, government get control over everything. So for this thing to be coming in, does it really attest to the allegations that some higher up hands may be inside? What do you think?
I would say yes directly.
Hmm.
So there must be people involved. I mean, in government and security apparatus that know how these things come into the country. So one of the people that have you can get information from are the same very people that consume these things. So as an investigator, the people that you first of all will get a source of info from are the people that consume these things, and you go back since the age of, I mean, this stuff called marijuana. So then where police officers used to go raid these ghettos and stuff, and then at the same time, these things will end up in the same market, and these ghettos will reopen. So why I said they used to keep raiding these ghettos and they reopen. Okay. Then you come to the fast forward to the Taylor era. Taylor used a lot of how they call it high substance to seduce children into the child soldier stuff that make these children not think constructively, and they were able to carry on his onslaught on some part of the Liberian people and targeting certain ethnic group. So then from the Taylor era, we came to the Madam Salih era. Then the drugs business, it kept going from one government to another, and then increasing its substances from one substance to another. Then you come to the WIA administration, because how possible it is this $100 million stuff is not going to go away. We're not just going to give WIA a clean, what you call, path to this drugs issue. So how possible it is that $100 million drugs came into the country, and you have some people arrested with some huge sum of cash that were connected to the drugs business, and then two, they appear in court and they were able to leave the country. Their cash was given back to them. What was the cause for which their money was given back to them? What was how they got exonerated from the drugs that they brought in the country? And at the end of the day, what how did that $100 million drugs, they say, were destroyed, were journalists invited to witness the destruction. And then you come to this government now, where they arrested almost, drugs to the street value, because for me, I insist that this drugs is unrefined. So until they can prove me, wrong, or then I will stick to insisting that this thing is in a billion, and then two, because the guy said they were almost, they are 10 tons, and what you call 4 tons arrested, and where it's about 6 tons. And then they keep connecting from senator's son, from one police officer to another, where you hear this, the police director, because the police director, we can say what we want to say about him, even though I want to have him fired because of the way he handled the case. From the initial stage, I believe that he should have been more professional. But then there are things that he knows that we are not privileged to yet. We're only putting together the puzzles here to know as to what is actually going on and how we can save Liberia and the future generation when it comes to the drugs issue. So, but for he, the police director, to start naming indirectly his statement, not saying name specifically, but pointing out government officials that there are people in a very, very senior top of the government that are involved. So that tells you that, yeah, it's not coming from us, but the police director's statement, then it is not something for her to argue. So there are people involved in the drugs business that are in the government.
So, guys, thank you very much for your take on this issue. But we'll play this video, and then we'll analyze. We'll listen to the video, and those of you in the audience, you can listen to the video. If anything you pick up from there, you can make your comment right here, and we'll read it. So let's listen to this video and hear what the person who made this video. And by the way, we don't know who made this video, and it's not our work. So please forgive us. But because it pertains to what we are discussing, and that's why we're going to play it.
Openly here, from the executive, the first president government, and to the judiciary. You go in the sector, you will find somebody involved with drugs. The reason is simple. Drug is a lucrative business, so everybody wants to get money. I'm saying openly here, from the executive, the first president government, and to the judiciary. You go in the sector, you will find somebody involved with drugs. The reason is simple. Drug is a lucrative business, so everybody wants to get money. I'm saying openly here, from the executive, the first president government, and to the judiciary.
Okay, guys, sorry. I'm trying to get it off, and then just jump there. But the video play is very short. I think less than 15 seconds. The man said he will say it openly that everybody is involved with drugs, from the first branch of government, which is the judiciary, to the legislature. He said everybody. So we don't need to name everybody. Everybody mean all. They are involved. Why? Because drug is what? Lucrative business, and everybody wants what? Money. If they want money, they would not be working, they would not be sitting in all the offices. So that's the bottom line. And that's why the bottom line library discussions that we talk about. So from what we said in our opening statements, and this particular video coincides with exactly what we said, that there are some higher ups that may be connected to the drugs. Quoting Gregory Coleman, who said state actors are participants in this drug thing. So, in Liberia, we got a saying, right? We say, where you see smoke, there must be fire. So, all of what we've been saying here, is this a confirmation of what we've been saying? Any of you can take it off.
Well, Linford, drugs business, the video said it all. It's a big money thing. It's fast money. It can cut your left short as well if you don't know how to play the game. And this is the truth. If you took drugs to Malaysia, if you are not caught, you become millionaire. But when you are caught, you're a dead person. That's how it is. Drugs business is a lucrative business. It's get money. It's fast money. So what the video said, the first branch of government, the three branches of government, they are in it. I can give example. When the $100 million drugs came to Liberia, the three men that went to court, how did they get out? You see, because the judges were involved, they let them go. The president were called to America. State Department, the CIA invited him. They were not happy for some reason. Only he and the FBI know why he was called. That drugs business, big money in it. Now, if you go back, Salif was her son, former Salif. During a weird time, we kept hearing the thing surfacing, Finabono. It was alleged. Honor Joseph Boakai, we keep hearing Jojo as alleged until the Colombia drugs cartel themselves came out, say Jojo, they gave Jojo $2 million, and there were 10 tons of cocaine sent to Liberia for protection. The names, it's not us saying it. The Colombia drug cartel themselves say, we sent our drugs, we gave it $2 million to protect our drugs. So the drugs business is not common person business. It's the hassle. When Gregory Common said there are people, state actor, and the state actor in any society, they are elected people. They are people, the president, the vice president, the pro tem, the chief of staff, the police director, the justice minister. I just gave you the state actor. So when Gregory says state actor and people very, very involved, it means including the president. They are all involved in the drug. According to Gregory Coleman, they are all involved in the drug situation. So this is the reason why the president took office. He visited another drug center in West Africa, Guinea-Bissau. There was A.B. Krumah, who was the DEA boss. He visited Guinea-Bissau. When he came from there, he and the Fadika brothers, there's something about it. So why is it these people keep visiting Guinea-Bissau, what's will be the drug hub of Africa? So you see what this explains. So Gregory Coleman, what he said, I think we need the government need for Gregory Coleman to step back, so independent investigators can come in and let's hear who are the state actors. Because what they're doing, when we were small, we used to play, when we had the coins, there's something called Coco and Missy. The government is playing Coco and Missy with the citizen. They know who responsible for what. But when they play the Coco Missy, wherever it turns, they say, well, let's bring the one to quiet down the noise. They know exactly. So if the president is keen on fighting drugs, this is my point. His son has been implicated. Why can he say the police should investigate his son? No, he can't say that. The cartel themselves said they gave the son $2 million. Why is it the state security cannot bring Joseph Boakai's son for investigation? This is the question. Why is it Gregory Coleman cannot be suspended because he said they are state actors and very, very top people involved? Why Gregory Coleman cannot be a suspect in this case? Why are they playing around it? So if the president who can hire and fire, refuse to remove Gregory Como or suspend him, it speaks volume. There's something behind it that the president knows and he doesn't want to act. If you remove Gregory Como, maybe they say when you pour rope pull bush. So this is the point. So the political committee with us. That's how I see the whole thing going.
And I can see the conspiracy building, the conspiracy theory getting fatter and fatter and fatter, and they are letting out more camps or worms. But I don't know if Mark wants to go before I play the video. But if I were Mark, I'll hold my peace. We'll play that video, then he will come and kneel down in here. But before that, let's put a statement up by a viewer, Thomas Dishel. He says, nothing really surprising than the former LDEA boss being dismissed for making such ridiculous statement, and the RG of the police still comfortable in charge of the police. To him, there is, according to Thomas now, he believes that there is something wrong somewhere. I don't know whether we can agree with Thomas, because I will agree with Thomas first, and I'll give a reason why before I play the video. Then Mark can come in. The reason I agree with Thomas that something is wrong somewhere, we all are suspecting, is number one, the president's son was named, and not anybody in Liberia named him. It was a drug cartel, and I will repeat this thing I said in the last program. These guys exposed themselves to the entire world on the internet. They did not call private telephone call. They even though they were masked, but they exposed themselves, knowing fully well that they can be tracked from the internet. They can be tracked anywhere they are. And those guys made a grave accusation against the son of a certain president. Okay, and this president said in a last statement that no stone will remain unturned. They will go after everybody. No connection, family connection will protect anybody. But why is it the same question Paul asked? Why is it that your son was named by those dangerous people, but yet he had not appeared? He only wrote a letter in reply to those people. How did he even get contact with them? Number one. Then the second reason, again, that I would think that son is wrong somewhere is like what Thomas just wrote there. The DEA boss, Biago has been dismissed for receiving gift from the cartel. And it is also rumored that Gregory Como, received Starlink internet connectivity from them. That is not yet too confirmed. Then Yaka Kolba made a statement about the situation in Guinea, and they went after him and removed him. But the president cannot call his son, who was named. And somebody had a nightclub, and they say this guy you're connected to the cartel, and they close the nightclub as you speak. The guy is in jail. So all these things happening, but the president's son remains protected. So I'll play the video, and then Mark will come in and comment on the video, and let's see. Guys, you gotta bear with me. It's not easy to find these things when you.
So
Yeah. You want to say something?
Yeah, say why are you looking for the video? Why you take so I can just elaborate on what you just said.
Yeah, and then if Mark wants to elaborate, he can also.
Yeah, because, so you want Mark to listen to a video and just kill the show. If you get a video, then play it.
Okay. I think I got a video. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, so let me go and play this video so that and you in the audience listen to this video so that you will make your comment as well.
Como was scored 3 days prior to that particular press conference at Nika by the president and the justice minister and other people. And he was asked to step aside like they did with the DEA director. He was asked to step aside. So in that meeting, according to our sources, Gregory threatened them that Gregory Como will not go down alone in this particular drug case. That's why you saw that Gregory went to Mika and said that senior government officials are involved with this. When you are saying senior government officials are involved, you are sending signal to Joseph Boakai to say, look, Mr. President, if I'm entangled in this gross case that I'm involved with, that means your children, Dodo and Satan Boakai, will also be entangled. Your ministers who have been doing business with these Oki people and supporting the government will also be entangled. That was the clearest signal you were trying to send to the president. The guys were advising the president to ask him to step aside. Gregory Cuomo was sworn 3 days prior to that particular press conference at Nika by the president and the justice minister and other people. And he was asked to step aside like they did with the DEA director. He was asked to step aside. So in that meeting, according to our sources, Gregory threatened them that Gregory Cuomo will not go down alone in this particular drug case. That's why you saw that Gregory went to Mika and said that senior government officials are involved with this. When you are saying senior government officials are involved, you are sending signal to Joseph Boakai to say, look, Mr. President, if I'm entangled in this gross case that I'm involved with, that means your children, Dodo and Satan Boakai, will also be entangled. Your ministers who have been doing business with these Oki people and supporting the government will also be entangled. That was the clearest signal you were trying to send to the president. The guys were advising the president to ask him to step aside. Gregory Cuomo was sworn.
Okay, guys, I played the video twice so that it will go down well. And as a matter of fact, let's give a disclaimer. This is not our production. We didn't do this interview. It was somebody's live program that he interviewed this fellow on. You saw the 2 people on the screen. The guy up was doing it live and the guy down was the guest. And he made a statement. But the reason why, so to not hold us responsible, but the reason why we play it is to connect dots. Gregory Cuomo's statement and the first video that I listened to, that man making the accusation that from the top, from the 3 branches of government, everybody's involved because they all need money. And today's other guy, revelation about Gregory Cuomo. So all these dots, we try to connect them because we don't just want to lay down one side and say, oh, the people say this, or we play everybody's view. So, Mike, I think you have heard this video many times, and then we just play it.
You are absolutely, you are absolutely right. So starting with the first video, right? I think the gentleman in the video there, I think he was somewhere. I think he's a lawmaker, or he was somewhere because he had a flag, the Republic flag behind him, and he had another flag on the side. I think that was a county flag. I don't know which county is that, but because the whole thing was not showing. But I mean, coming out to make that kind of statement, so I want to believe that he's some sort of state person or high figure. Then coming to the second video, the fellow there, some of the people that are most informed are the ordinary Liberian, because the ordinary Liberian, they go places, they associate with people, and women are one of the people that will get information from. If you want to get information anywhere faster, women will give you information, the best of information. And their information always, the intel of women always is 80% correct. Once they are on your side. So for people to be coming up and calling names and connecting the president's children, it's not just out of the blue. It's something that they got evidence on, because they go places, they associate with people, and their friends know friends. And this other person in the 6th grade might know someone who's in junior high, and this person in the junior high knows someone who in the senior high, and the person in the senior high knows someone who at the university. So that's just how it is with the women group. So when they give you intel like that, it's always 80% correct. So this guy, some of the fellow you find on the social media that are coming up with names and things, it's not just on partisan, how they call this, out of partisan propaganda, but it's out of the law for the country and how to put an end to this madness that keep happening from one government to another. So, but if you've been following the whole case, like we said on the show before, the government trying to do damage control is not working in their favor because the way they started the whole damage control thing, they didn't do it in a rightful way. And according to a few persons that I have spoken with, the next damage control they might want to do is to see that Jojo Baka be interrogated by the security apparatus and to calm the Liberian people. Say, oh, you people were saying that Jojo Baka would not be investigated because the president's son. So now Jojo Baka is under some house arrest or under some restriction. His document been confiscated by the police. These are damage control that they're going to do. But in the next, they might do it in the next few weeks to come. But the police director, he's been around for a very good while. And from the Taylor administration too, someone he worked with, and say what you want to say about Taylor. Taylor was a very skillful person, but his only regret, according to Chief Taylor, that not working with the American people. Because the American, they love this kind of character. So he didn't build the link between he and the American people. And Gregory too, being a Charles Taylor lieutenant or what they call it, one of those foot soldiers. And he won't sit there for knowing what he know and people involved. And one of the things that is shocking to me is that one of the Liberian talking machine in the legislature, which is Dillon and Youngly, they are so quiet on the drugs issue. And you find Edwin Snow and Amara Kone to be the new face of the Liberian people, the voices of the Liberian people, for which now the United Party, even they are targeting Snow, even though he had his beef with Baka before. But where is the voice of Dillon and Youngly Kanga? Sort of indirect involvement with this stuff, for which they are not talking like people expect them to be. Nobody know. So when Gregory Como saying that people in the very, very top, Gregory Como was sending a signal that you don't be fool, that you're gonna ask me to step aside as a police director, and then people pointing finger at me to be the sacrifice lamb or cow, and then you guys be, how they call it, here, and with the white collar and thinking that, Gregory Como going to take the fall, like what happened historically during the Iran-Iraq arms scandal, where the defense minister took the fall for the president and went to jail for this some time. So, and then when you come to what you call, before I just conclude, for what is it? Gregory Como is now going to go down, and these are some of the reasons that they don't want those guys that are actually being allegedly accused and some of them dismissed for the American, because news that we get from Liberia is that they don't want the FBI investigator out on the ground to get access to this guy. Liberia government keep telling them, oh yeah, we got this thing under control, because once the FBI gets these guys or the DEA get direct contact with these guys, the cat is out of the basket. So for that reason, they're going to keep it under control until we will come to something that Linford talk about, the ship. And I will tell you what led to the arrest of the ship, but we have not gotten there yet, so we can jump ahead of the show. So the Liberia government want to do damage control, but the damage control, it keep coming back to bite them. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. And I think before you were chipping, but Master Sonny, I just want to comment on it quickly, then before you can chip in. Where you talk about they want to control the thing, they want to put it under control, they don't want the FBI to be involved. My brother, 1 minute, if America say we're stepping in today, they will say, hey, man, no matter what they do, it's just that I think America, they say the guy is Iran war that they grappling with, and Trump is in a lot of things. But if to say America was very relaxed, no tension, no war, nothing, and then they pay attention to these small details, man, long time. How long? Especially if this draw was destined to America. The thing that blessing there is that it was destined to Europe. Or if it was destined to America, long time. If America say we want to get involved, I would say no. They can't say no. The first thing they tighten, they start one sanction, no one. And people come from all of that shell. So before you can come and before you come back, Twan Gray put this thing up there. She said the draw was not coming, it was not intended for Liberia. No, let me tell you. Have you heard this thing? Water can't power a hole. If you waste water, it will be going. Anyway, see that hole got to get fuller before it start going. So Paul, come.
Right. This is the government not serious. And what am I saying the government not serious? Look, the whole security sector involved in the drug business. The people they arresting are all security people. So what does that tell you? That means if you want to fight drugs, you have to get outside that group. If you really want to know what's happening, you extend the olive branch to someone and say, look, come and help me because I'm not understanding what's happening. It looked like my whole security team being corrupt. So I need somebody from outside the security sector to investigate and find out what's happening. Alexander Benedict Cummings said they want an independent investigator to come into the country because the security sector has been contaminated with poison. So, and that the very people investigating themselves. When Gregory Cummings said they are state actors and higher up, the police IG have let it out to the nation that, look, it's beyond my control. The people who employ me, they're hand in it. In reality, that's what he was saying. So if Gregory Cummings is saying that, why on earth Joseph Boakai, who have the power to fire, to hire, and to fire, the people work at the will and pleasure of the president, why up to now Joseph Boakai have not suspended Gregory Cummings? That speaks volume that, okay, when Gregory said people higher above me, it means the person who hired me, his hand is in it. So he cannot move Gregory. That's what Brother Mark was saying here from his sources, what they're telling him. That they cannot get rid of Gregory because Gregory will let it out. You see, this is so, the country, if the country is serious, they will invite their so-called, they think we'll get our long-term partners, the American. It's easy to say, look, our handful, you're coming. And they will not refuse. As we speak, they have the FBI, their, how they call it, their CIA equivalent, right at the American embassy. The people they send there, they are all security. They don't just send novice in a country. Those are people that work in the security. So they right there. Why can't you just say, look, you take over this thing? Or if you don't want to get the American involved, they have Liberians that have worked in the security sector all over the world. You can bring them. They get retired Liberian officers that serve to bring them to understand. Yeah, Brother Mark here, he work in the security sector. He don't have to be in your cycle. You can bring independent people, Liberians, to investigate, but they cannot do it because there's names. The Colombia Judge Catito or Jojo is involved. They call his name. The video we listen to, the young man called another son of Joseph Boakai, who they call Tintin. So that two of his boys hang in it. See? So where are we heading? This is serious. So until Joseph Boakai take that decisive step to say, Gregory Coleman, you are suspended, then we'll be going somewhere. As long as they keep keeping Gregory Coleman on a post, the president know what is happening, the president involved, according to Gregory Coleman. Linford.
Paul is absolutely right, because the thing here is that having a senior government official, most especially one of the top in the security, because you're talking about the defense minister, you're talking about the director for national security, then you're talking about the police director, then you're talking about the advisor to the president of national security. So these are 4 top senior government officials. Then you come to the director for the Bureau of Immigration and Naturalization. So that make them 5, right? So if you have one of these people making some of these, I would say that reckless allegations or accusation that they are top people in the top. It's not people in the top, but very top, high up. So for such reckless statement, you had the president call in, and then to my friend here, for such embarrassing implication of government officials without no evidence, I would need a resignation. That's what a responsible president would have done. But to keep him on board and up to now, you cannot have some, you cannot reprimand him for some, I don't know if it's a rightful word, reprimand, right? But if you cannot have him disciplined for that statement or suspended for that statement, then there's some, it says something, it says a lot. Yeah. So they are playing the Liberian people, Berlin, for. I just want to contribute to that.
But guys,
leave out before you get involved. If also seeing what we get approved, this I just want to put this out so you can talk. This is Gregory Coleman.
So this thing was definitely sanctioned as state actors at very, very senior level of this government of the Republic of Liberia.
So, Linford, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah,
that's what Gregory Coleman said.
Yeah. So, Alfonso Tele, I don't know, you asking question, what did the police director do? He implicated the government, the entire government. Now, listen, let's be fair. Yeke Kolba, when they say the Guinean people say the land they occupy for them, that will run in Yeke said. They had to call the lawmakers from Brick, spend thousands of dollars just to remove Yeke. That one instant there. Another instant is with the Fadiga and A.B. Krumah. There were 2 men. 2 of them were with the DEA. They had a scuffle. Even though it was done unprofessionally, but it were 2 men making force, so to speak, and they had them dismissed. So why is it that Gregory Coleman will implicate the entire government, the senior level? So if I had said it, I'll be called for questioning. Normally, we can hear the police say they calling somebody. Why they can't call Gregory Coleman for questioning? But Gregory Coleman, and the last video that we watched, where the guy said Gregory Coleman was summoned, but he told them that if you play with me, and that all allegations we can't verify it. If you play with me, I will not go there alone. All will go down. And this is what happens when you leave room for suspicion in a serious case like this. When you leave room for theories, for conspiracy theory, people will build up. We can't go in everybody's mind and want them to say what you want, or we don't know. So everybody, we got 5.something million people in Liberia. Everybody thinking different way. So it is the burden of the government to be very clear and transparent in everything they do, or else you have people bringing in serious, invalid, unwarranted, and is that a red word?
Unsubstantiated.
Yeah, clean. I say, look at the cathedral boy. So, welcome, Francis. Francis, thanks for joining us. And it's good we're here. If I was to take a play for me, we go name stay actor. So, if the man say stay actor, we know stay actor unless you don't know them. So, go sit down. You look at you ready for a grandma you tonight. I'll leave with Francis. Francis, you security man. If a security man, another security man, or the tap you find you policeman, your police boss scheme, and made a statement. He himself, nobody forcing. The import gone to here. You are not on duress. You are not having handcuff. And he said there are state actors in this thing here. And besides that, people, that's true. That we are seeing police heads roll. What does that tell you? Is he saying something that got substance? Should we give him credit, or should we hold him credible?
Well, first of all, I want to say hi to everybody. Lean for you looking sharp and young. Man, keep out that look. You make you more. It takes out the bastard, the petty and give and manner in you, so you look so fresh. Paul is the friend of Prince Charles or King Charles. Now he doing his stuff. And right, my man, I know Mike is enjoying the Swedish comfort, the ambience of Sweden off in the Marshall area. So he's looking well. But anyway, he's looking good. But anyway, guys, I did join you guys. Give my 2 cents. First of all, it depends on your own definition of state actors hierarchy. If you have your own definition for that, as opposed to the police director, there's a conflict. There is a problem right there. The police director said state actors, law enforcement, practitioner officers, are state actors. So the heads were rolled by the president
at senior level. I don't want that.
I just say again, is your own definition how you define?
Oh, no, but he said senior level. Now you talk about the small people that were arrested. No, he said senior level.
Yeah, you see that.
Linford, let Francis flow. While he flowing, I want you to Google state actors. Then you see the definition. It's easy to put.
No, but I don't know AR definition. I know my
no, own, not AR. It's not AR definition. State actor.
Even Webster. Even go to Webster dictionary. Go to Merriam dictionary. I know the definition of state actors.
Yes,
the matter of fact is that there's a problem here again. I would say that when you have your own definition of senior level, your own definition of state actors perceive, so then it's no need of. I convince you got those involved at senior level, the deputy director of administration of NSA, was implicated. Police, DEA officers were implicated. Top-ranking police officers were implicated. Except you have the justice minister name, the police director, the chief of staff, the president, the vice president, and probably the speaker and the Senate pro tem. Probably it will help. Maybe you guys may be satisfied. But on that note, I cannot convince you guys. I know what is state. So as I said, you have your own definition of state actors, and you perceive notion and who you want to be, So yeah. But I know, as far as concerned, the rest were made by senior officials. I know.
So, the English language that we speak, it's not global, it's not crown, it's not pedant. In the English language, it says state actor are elected people, the prime minister, president, legislatures, the army chief of staff, the police RG, the justice minister, the how they call it, Supreme Court boss. These are the state actors. They're not talking about Jabaluhu, second in command to somebody. So when Gregory Coleman defined the state actor and very, very tough, he didn't limit it at the state actor, but he said very, very tough. So if you look at the definition, there is not global. That's the English word of definition that they lay out who classify in a society as a state actors. So the state actor, the president is a state actor because he elected his executive. The vice president, the pro tem, the speaker, all of them are state actors. So if Gregory Como can implicate the state actor, why is it President Boakai cannot say he fighting drugs? Why is it can he bring investigation on this guy? Say, okay, for the sake of the country, we want to know who are these people. But why are you protecting Gregory Como? That is the question we have here. Why is Gregory Como being protected? He has some information that we want to know.
Okay, Paul, thank you very much. A state actor is a person, group, or organization that acts on behalf of the government. A person, or group, or organization that acts on behalf of a government. This may include official entities like a nation's military, police forces, public officials, and government agencies. It goes as far as what? National government, local authorities, and public servants holding official power. So I don't know, I mean, which definition,
Did you just hear what you read? Yes, official power.
Exactly.
Official power. Okay, I'll read.
No. Official power.
For you.
Official
let me read another definition for you.
The minister, the deputy director for NSA does not hold official power. The police, Johnny Bean or Johnny John Wayne or Johnny Wayne, they did not hold official power, official position. Come on, guys.
Okay. Another definition says a person or an organization that is part of a government and is involved in or important in politics, society, etc., in some way because of their actions. And so it means that those are people whose action can affect the entire government.
No, it's selective. Your state actor, I'm a state actor.
For me, I will give you the benefit of the doubt who you call state actors. Whether the traffic picking them down, what side they are also
state actors.
Yeah, we agree. So,
gentlemen, Gregory was referring to senior state actors. Senior state actors and state actors there's a huge difference between the two. So Gregory's statement was referring to senior state actors. And if you go to senior state actors definition, like Francis was, going in that direction. So you found out that it talk about the people in the top decision-making body, from the military, the police, the executive branch, and the legislature. Those are people, the Supreme Court. Those are people the Gregory was referring to. So if we can make progress, I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I think because Francis will just waste our time. I want to ask him one question about Jojo's accusation. But
you say disrespecting me in the public. You tell me I'm wasting your time, and you give me your candid view.
No, you waste the time. You will not see the substance. Okay, sorry. I take it back. I'm not too big to say I'm sorry.
In the national platform. All right.
Okay. That's what makes a platform important. Interesting now. Okay, but then, guys, let's go to the ship. I think Mike will have something important about the ship. But this ship, last week we discussed it. Now, I will lay a background. This ship was supposed to come from Sierra Leone. They have just left Sierra Leone. Some as they will stay in Sierra Leonean waters, heading to Liberia, and they made a distress call that the ship engine had problem, and they needed to actually dock so they can have divers to go there and dive. And you can't do that in high water. In deep water, you got to do it out of port. And then they needed divers, so they wanted to come to Freeport and Monrovia. But the government apparently refused. And there was this guy, Wankuya, who wrote a letter on behalf of the ship. Whether he owns the ship or not, nobody knows, but he wrote on behalf of the ship, appealing to Liberia to accept the ship. But the Liberian government refused. Instead of surfacing at the free port of Monrovia that they have requested to come to, they ended up at not even a port, but in the shallow waters of Grand Caymon County. When the citizens saw the ship, they were surprised. So they started calling. And then nothing happened. The immigration, the Coast Guard did not move. Finally, after like 2-3 days, and then in the wake of people missing 6 tons of cocaine, because the cartel people said they brought 10 tons, and then government only seized 4. So the other 6 tons, nobody knew where it was. Okay, and there were also rumors that even the 4 tons that they seized, it was not burned as they clean, but they wanted to return it to the guys, and so the ship came. And all the rigmarole, road, and like I said before, it is because the government is failing to provide proper information. So they say, yeah, they send the AFL people and the Coast Guard with a motor open boat to go and pursue them. When they went, they say the ship ran away, or ship that made distress call. And I know that those type of ship cannot do more than 18 knots, or maybe 20, not even 18 knots, so all between 12, 13, 14. Okay? But no motor boat can go faster. So now you go like almost 12, 15 knots in 2 minutes. So they say the ship, they didn't find the ship escaped. But when the ship escaped, they saw it somewhere around Grand Basso, Sandway, all the places. But now it has been arrested by the Ivorians. So I was thinking, when I first heard the news, I was thinking, who's going to do the investigation? Is it the Ivorians or is it the Liberian government? But that's not part of the discussions here. But the question that I just want to report on is the government of Liberia going to cooperate or ask the Ivorians to cooperate with them to investigate this ship, or they are going to leave it with the Ivorians, or what's going to happen? But might you have something that some information they want to share with us about the ship? Maybe if you share, you can give us more insight, and then we can delve into the discussion.
No, for me, I suspected this would have been done by either by the Ivorian, if it's, temper in the Ivorian water, and then if it's goes the other way around, for example, like Guinea or Senegal, it would have also been the same thing, because mind you, any news in an African country also is a news in another African country. So we are all related, and these things are being held, most especially drugs being seized up to $1 billion in a West African country. It makes the headline of every news media across the West African region and across the continent. So I expected this ship would have come under some security, scrutiny if it temper in any of these water. If we were calling for some sort of rescue, yeah, they have a well, equipped and sophisticated navy in the Liberia Coast Guard. So I saw this coming. But we have to wait and see if there was anything like drugs on the ship, then before we can comment on it. But other than that, yeah, the ship was arrested by the Ivorian Authority, or how they call it, maybe the call for some sort of help by the Ivorian Authority decided to intervene, because they were on the Liberian water for a couple of weeks, I want to believe. So maybe they might have ran out of fuel. And yeah, so why is it a ship keep running from one end to another in the Liberian water, and our balloon that the Coast Guard had never, couldn't reach these guys. Every time they try to approach them, they will go further, which make it difficult for the Liberian Coast Guard to reach them. So it's something that we have to wait and see.
Okay, good. I think that's a very good idea. We gotta wait and see. But there was some suspicion again that when they were approaching the Ivorian water and they saw that they were being pursued, they threw some things over, but nobody can confirm that one. This is a conspiracy theory. And I am saying again that in the absence of proper information, especially in this internet technology age that we're in, people will just generate some kind of small idea and make it big. But and I don't know if this shape issue should be actually discussed. Is there anything that you think you want to say about this shape issue? And then we'll go to Francis. Francis will always look at you to discuss it from the security side.
Link for it's quite interesting that if an emergency call had been placed for the ship, that means including the crew member of those ships, everything, and they needed for safety reason, they asked. So the government of Liberia refused. If the government of Liberia refused, then how come somebody from Liberia wrote on behalf of this ship? It doesn't make sense. On what ground did the government of Liberia refuse? The people that, if they have technical problem, the ship would have sunk in the water. There's so many things, and they ask they want to dock so they can investigate. Isn't this is the place the government, the Coast Guard, ever bring them on board and see where actually get some of the engineers to work alongside, investigate the things that are on board of this ship? But if the government refuses, then somebody, another state actor, right on behalf of this ship, then it raises question. Then the very ship that have technical problem, when the government decided to go towards the ship, they went into deep water. So that also raised technical, it raised the eyebrow high. The guy who had technical problem that could not move, but he ran into deep water. That's concerning.
It's just like plane coming, the plane say they too bad want to land. Then they say they open the airspace for them. Then finally, when you want for them to land, then they start running again. So how come?
So that raised question. And the reason why that raised question, the Colombia Judge Cartel told us that they gave Joe Boakai $2 million and there were 10 tons of cocaine. The question here, are they the one that sent that ship to go collect their 10 tons of cocaine and their $2 million? It's just a question. We don't know. Why the ship kept surfacing on our coast, we don't know. So the Ivorians have arrested the ship. They will be able to tell us or tell the Liberian government where actually, based on their investigation, this is what they found to inform the government, because the ship kept running. Why they kept running? Are they the Colombia cartels that own that ship? We don't know. So they're asking questions.
That's a private ship.
We don't know. So this is the tricky thing, but we don't know. So we can only speculate.
Okay, Francis, you security man, share your thoughts on it. They want to put all the partisan hats aside and educate the public. You're talking about security point.
Well, probably there was a false alarm by the ship or by those who that were, the maritime people, the Coast Guard. So people, became jittery and, and they sent a very false alarm. It could be because, again, it is not verifiable. That people assuming that the ships send a distress signal out, that they were in distraught. They needed rescue, and why going for rescue? They decided to abort the rescue what you call it, attempt that was going on. So it could be anyway, either be false alarm or something was suspicious on the boat from a security perspective. Now, let me put up my partisan hat. That boat did not commit any crime on Liberian water. If the Coast Guard, so to speak, allowed the boat to be so, the boat, we did not have any equipment, we could not go to deep sea. So that was, guys, remember, the lives at stake. The guys cannot go and risk their lives in the middle of deep ocean. Then you probably cross into international waters. You know, you the maritime man, you the logistic man, you did, so you know the nautical miles. You said we all clean the boat on a flotilla away or some rubber boat or whatever they have. They couldn't have risked it. So yes, my point in the whole thing. If the boat were arrested in the Ivory Coast, you cannot rule it out that the government of Liberia was in hot pursuit and contacted the Ivorians to help in that direction. So while investigations is still ongoing, there are a lot of things that people may keep on tight surveillance, tight lips until.
I heard something. I just want to make sure I'm not cutting you off. But did you say the boat did not commit any crime?
No.
No what? They didn't commit any crime.
No, I said that. I said there was no crime. No, there was no. If the government of Liberia did not issue any kind of crime that the boat committed.
Okay,
they were all speculation and suspicion that
I'll refer you to something in maritime law. If you request to dock out of a country's port, or not even to dock, but enter a country's territorial water, both see that they get an airplane before they enter your territorial water, they got to contact you, or else they can be attacked. So if you deny, you say no, don't come, and the force will come, they have committed crime, they have violated your waters. So they committed a crime. The fact that they were denied.
No, the on Liberian water or international waters.
No, when the Kino came on, we had 22 nautical miles of our water. 22 from the shore.
Yeah, came out to do not have any.
No, it's not about port. It's not about the port. It's about if any country that is situated on the water, from your shore deep into the water, 22 miles, not ordinary mile, but nautical miles. That's your
nautical miles.
Yeah, that's a territorial water. Okay, so if you get port, your port area, including the 22, so it even extend further. So they actually committed crime because if it is true that the government denied them and they came down, it violated us.
My problem. I mean, before I let Mark and other people come back in quickly. Yes, my problem with this whole ship allegation. There's no photo. Nobody can can show us the photo of the ship, and that it's a claim that the ship. If you have a photo, you can please share. We don't even know if that was a cruise or a fishing boat or whatever it is. I mean, people just running with stories. I don't know how true is that a boat.
Okay, you see this.
I don't know how true is this ship. Who took the picture of that ship?
This is it. This picture was taken. But you don't know the ship.
They have fishermen that took picture of that ship. They even interviewed them on Spoon. When they came back, they reported this thing to the how they call it, the Coast Guard, that there's a group of people, there's a ship on the Liberian water, they actually pinch the Coast Guard. So
Okay.
yeah. So this is the
Okay, that's
situation.
good. You guys show me that. I've never seen a picture of that ship before, so it's good that you guys, have presented it. Yeah, so I'll
tell before Mark or Paul can come in. Let me just say something about this ship. You see, we're not trying to. We on the program, we're not trying to implicate the ship into anything, but the fact that it surfaced in our water, and there are several reasons why we can see those ships. Some ships, strange ships, Ziankan. It can happen all the time, especially countries like Liberia, all countries that are not powerful. Their maritime service not too powerful, where they don't have powerful coast guard. Sometimes they come to dump their waste waters. We all expect we used to go to the beach. You go there, you see looking at quota when they send us okay. Especially when the sun get hot, they send okay when you're walking, you can stick on you. That not quota, that dirty oil. Okay? They can come put that waste and then go because those things they don't do it in Europe. It's very expensive. If they catch
no, not at all. I agree. I agree with you. That's true.
Yeah, it could be that ship came to dump some waste, or we don't know. And then, but in the wake of this drug saga, people get connected. That's why I talk about the conspiracy theory. And my good old friend Taylor is saying that I should not promote. I'm not promoting conspiracy, but people are building it. And what can we do? And people, like different people will live with that. They will continue to live on the, people let to live on the sensitive topics, right? Oh, the thing happened today. Right now, if you go, you say one woman born twin, a mystery, or just say one woman born door. Oh no, it will be the biggest story because human beings by nature they are curious. So, Mike or Paul, if you got anything to add to this shit thing, and then we can move forward.
So I want to say something here, and this situation in Liberia with partisan, non-partisan, that our people don't want to look at the welfare of the people. This is quite embarrassing. And I'll be blunt here. The Coast Guard using balloon to go chase after a ship, that's embarrassing to the country. But the legislature can they can get vehicle two times, three times during their term, right? They cannot afford to put money together to buy the Coast Guard boat. The president can write $1.1 million bulletproof car to protect himself, but they cannot put money together to protect the nation. This is quite embarrassing. How much does it cost you get 103 lawmakers changing cars between themselves? How much does it cost to buy a Coast Guard boat for those people to save our people? They can't do it. They put it there on balloon. It's just embarrassing. And we need to stop the thing and say the hard truth. They are stealing money from us. They brought Yeke Koluba to remove him. They spent over $6 million for removing somebody who just talked loosely. But they cannot put money together to buy a little boat to help our people just in case. I mean, it's a shame on our nation.
And talking about the Coast Guard not being equipped, whose fault is it? Let us go to 12 years of the Unity Party government. Then we come to 6 years of the George Weah administration. So these two governments are responsible for the Coast Guard not being equipped. So that tells you that average fisherman can go fishing and get stranded, which is the Liberian territorial water is 200 miles. So if a Liberian fisherman go on a high sea, which for also part of the 200 mile and could be beyond that, but that means to say the Coast Guard cannot come to the rescue of its own people. So, but you got two government, 12 years of Unity Party, and how many cars they have changed for lawmakers, the Paul is saying. And you got the 6 years of George Weah government, and the budget of the Speaker office alone, the budget of the Vice President alone, could buy some second-hand equipment from some of these, European countries or other developed countries, and to help the Coast Guard. But instead, we are focused. The guys are only focused. The country problem is so huge that sometimes it sends this kind of I feel embarrassed to say that to call myself a partisan of any. If I were any of the, I mean, it is people right, okay, to be affiliate, to be a registered member of this political institution. But if my institution, if the institution I support was to come to power, and even though there's no something like perfect institution, but the things to be done, common things to be done for the Liberian people, and you're not seeing it, but put your own selfish interest forward, I will call you out. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to hide behind it to say, oh yeah, I'm protecting this institution, because like the drugs issue now, they're going to say, oh, the country, Liberia. They're not going to say United Partisan Liberia. They're not going to say ANC Partisan Liberia. They're not going to say CDC Partisan Liberia, or the, how they call this, the CMC or whatsoever their name is, or the Liberty Party, but they're going to say, or Liberian, the country that he's from the country, or they are from the country, and the drugs was, the $1 billion drugs came to in West Africa. And when other African countries start to suffer, the sad part of this drugs issue, they're going to point finger to us. Oh, yeah, the Liberian, the one that traffic drugs across Africa or West Africa. So we all were going to carry that negative image behind us. But in order for us to hold the people that actually carry on this investigation to get to the bottom line and how to prevent this thing from happening, we put it on this cap and defending, I mean, the different kind of bureaucracy that is being carried on when you know within yourself that the whole thing is messy. Yeah.
You mute your link for? You muted.
Sorry, guys. Oh, little me myself because I'm not listening to something. Sorry, but let's recognize a couple of people here. Maurice Bagebo Bala is watching us, and as well as Amadou Kone. They're all watching, and they say hi, guy. They're greeting us, but they on the other side. And also, let's welcome Mr. Oliver Chia, Chadera Branchilope, Alfonso Tele, Thomas Dishil, and a few other guys. I don't have the time to scroll down to see the name, but I want to welcome all of you and want to say thank you for watching us. Okay, guys, let's move on to something very important. But just before we move there, let me ask Francis. Francis, are you coming on Saturday?
I'm coming on it. I still have my vacation yet. I know you guys approved my vacation. I mean, so you want to call me back to work early?
Okay.
My vacation is still on.
But in any case, we'll tell the people that you are still around so they can't forget about it.
Welcome to Your Story, where real lives meet real truth. I'm your host, Francis Monamenza, and every week I sit down with remarkable guests to uncover their journeys that shape their lives, the struggle they survive, the breakthroughs they earn, and the lessons that can change your life. This is not just a conversation. This is your story, a life experience that goes deep, gets real, and leaves you with something to think about long after the streams. Join us every Saturday at 8 p.m. Central European Time, live on the Borderland Liberia. Don't just watch, be a part of the conversation, because every story matters, especially yours.
world drowning in noise, where sound bites replace substance, there's a voice cutting through the chaos. Audience with the Lord Chola Play conversation, where Liberians and global citizens tackle the questions we're afraid to ask. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. UK and Liberian time, and 9 p.m. Central European time, Audience with Lord Chola Play. On the Bottom Line, Liberia explores the issues that keep you up at night. Democracy's future in the age of misinformation. Economic systems that serve people, not just profits. Technology reshaping our lives. Reconciliation, development, and the crisis of meaning in modern Liberia. No easy answers, no tribalism, just intellectual courage, genuine curiosity, and the willingness to wrestle with complexity together. This is for Liberians who refuse to shrink their thinking, who believe nuance is wisdom, who are ready to remember how to think, not just what to think. Audience with the Lord Chola Play Show. Sunday, 8 p.m. Liberian time. Subscribe now. Join the conversation on the Bottom Line Liberia, because the questions that matter most are the ones we're brave enough to ask.
You're watching the review of Liberian newspapers' headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Okay, welcome again, guys. If you're just joining us, this is the Bottom Line Liberia discussions with me, the esteemed gentlemen, all of us are placed in our respective studios in Europe or across Europe. Next to me, my neighboring country is Francis Mensah in Sweden, and also Mark Farr in Sweden, and Paul the Lord Tripley is in England, and I'm here in Norway. So together we bring to you the news that matter and the major headlines. Gentlemen, our country, some people, and I'm quoting people, our country is under siege. Not me saying it, but some people say our country is under siege. For the past 6-7 months now, Guinean troops have been occupying part of Liberia, part of what we believe is Liberia and what they believe is Guinea. But historically, Liberians have been to that part of the land for time immemorial. But now the Guineans crossed and they occupy the area. Since this thing, there have been a lot of discussions around the issue. We all know. But the government remains tight-lipped. The government has so far told us that they are doing in-house diplomacy or behind, what they call it, behind the curtain diplomacy. And most Liberians are getting uncomfortable. But the annoying situation is that the Guineans seem to be encroaching more and more. Just yesterday, there was this report that the Guineans have again emerged. I saw a picture of people, and I saw a video where somebody from the place was explaining to the journalist about what happened. But I saw a video clip where the Guineans were in Kino Crossing, and they are saying that where they are being occupied, they have even molded some blocks to begin construction of structures, whether they're houses or whatever they will put there, but they are molding blocks. The eyewitness said, and then in that same interview, they are saying that the Guineans did actually cross in mass to come because they have asked the Liberians to dress back, to continue to dress inland. Because where the Guineans are now, the water got full because they are on the bank of the river. The river got full and they cannot be there any longer, so they want more dry land. So they are asking the Liberian immigration officers that were there to go further into Lofa, so that they can come and take over because the water has pushed them back. I don't know whether the water fighting on our behalf. But guys, this situation is getting serious. 6-7 months now, nothing happening. They have removed certain lawmakers for this thing here. Still, nothing is happening. The government is not telling us anything. And then comes in the drugs, which is distracting people from it. Where are we headed to? Let me start with Francis, the partisan. Francis, this is the latest information. The Guineans have come in with more men, and they are asking your security forces to dress back because the water cannot allow them to be to where they are now. So, what's going on?
Well, I don't know where you got information from.
I got it from the internet.
I mean, the most recent information as of today, this morning on the OKFM show, the correspondent James Colley reported that there was an attempt made by the Guineans to push away our security people, the LRS people from the from from the position. They said they came there and they got the water, and the LRS guys refused. So there was a meeting yesterday, and the Guineans went back. There's reliable information from the James Scottish guy. So whatever video you saw is another act of propaganda. Even this evening on Judas Jazz show, it was repeated that the Guineans are on their side, the side that they previously occupied, prior to the rainy season.
On their side. But exactly what I said. I said the Guineans are asking the Liberians.
No, you said the Guineans. You said the Guineans came back again. That the occupied are beaver. Now you just saying.
No. I read here. I told you the Guineans. I saw a picture where they were in Kino crossing, and they asked the Liberian security to dress inland. But we just confirm it that they asked them to dress, whether they agree or not. But they asked them to dress. Okay, and they crossed with no men. And in fact, they even promised that they're crossing today to come today. But let me go to the other guys.
But that doesn't make it a story. It doesn't make it a story because if the Liberian security forces, the LRS, had agreed or succumbed or conceded to the Guinean request coming, that would have been story. But the boys stood their ground, and the Guineans knew that these boys were serious now, and they went back. Yeah, so you guys.
Okay,
yeah, I think we started the program in our chat room discussing a little bit of that, and we didn't want to, speculate that much, but I saw the video that this fellow came with his bike in a very, very horrifying that there were gunshots being heard or fired, and that people are running. So I just thought that it was something that has happened. Someone trying to surface old video, but not knowing this thing was something that happened a couple of days ago or like few days ago. So, and he was angry at the Liberian security apparatus as to what are they or were they doing in this part of the area instead of going to the Liberian border side or to the Liberian side and trying to, put a stop to the Guinean advancing. So that was his frustration, and that people are running here and there, people being injured, and this guy was a Lothian. In fact, I think he came from one of those ethnic group, Kisi, but he sounded like a Kisi guy. So he was very, very, very angry. So I'm like, but some video that I watched again saying that the Guineans were on their way back to Guinea. They were leaving the Liberian territory. So we should what? So because there's news coming from Guinea, in fact, that their president left the country to seek treatment elsewhere, and the military is on the internet, and the military has taken over, or there's some sort of some general who is in charge. So I'm like, the whole thing is so confusing, and they are bringing more men yeah, according to the same fellow that was talking about Guinea, the Guinea are bringing more men into the Liberian side because there's no direct road connection with this area, but only crossing by canoe. So the Guineans are crossing in the tens of numbers, or I don't know, I can't say hundreds. So the guy is someone that need to be interviewed because he was on the scene and he saw what happened, and that the Liberian security apparatus were even retreating more inland instead of posting or some sort of a barricade to say, no, this is where you guys have to stop. And yeah, so I saw the video, and it's so good that, I mean, the both of you were able to cooperate with my thinking.
Okay, now you see this video, I mean, or this picture is not from Monrovia. This is Radio Wologisi in Lofa County that posted this, and they say this is the latest. So, and I told you that I saw Kino, the people were crossing. I saw a video to it. So, when we tend to make it as if nothing is happening, and this is age-old thing in Liberia. When the 1990 war started, oh man, the people right in Banga, in fact in Ganta, they say that thing start way to Butu and not come here. It will not even come. When we know it was in Tabeta, then they put in Ganta, so that thing will just start with Tabeta. Then hit Ganta, then the people ran, they came to Banga, they said that thing not coming. Then hit Banga, then they ran, came to Kagata, and say, oh man, that thing will just start between Kagata and Morio. It hit Kagata, then people say, no, it will not reach Pinsway until when it hit Morio Pinsway, people say, no, Broad Street, I think I can hear. It hit Broad Street. See, Liberian people who always like this, who do not take precaution. These people, every day, they're crossing one or two men coming. The fact that the people are even on your ground, that should raise concern. But we brush around it, we brush it aside, we say, oh, yeah, nothing, as far as you're concerned, nothing is happening. No. And this news is from Radio Wologisi. This is from Lofa Kante. It's not from me here in studio, no. Okay, and I'll read. It's a Radio Wologisi in Lofa Kante is reporting that on August 11th, that's today, 2026, local authorities from Foya district in Liberia and neighboring Guinean officials met on Monday, which was yesterday, August 10th, at the Solumba border in an effort to ease tension or rising tensions between security personnel from both countries. You see, so they talk about tension, and these are military people. These are not party people making party. These are not scoreboards. These are military people. Anytime bullet can fire, or God forbid, if one person gets hurt from either side, we're in a mess. So we're talking that we want the government to take steps. But again, like our good friends would think that we don't want the government to succeed. No, we've been down the road before. We know it. But I don't know, Paul. You just saw the picture and fresh report as of today from Radio Wologisi. There's a Radio Norway, Radio Sweden, Radio whatever, Radio Montreal, no. Wologisi, they're from right there.
Liberia is on a serious, I want to call something I work about holding. We're in a big trouble. When you want to run Liberia like you run in North Korea, you get problem. The fact that the fourth estate were denied to not be there, that raised question. So people will speculate, will come up with all kind of things. When an incident occurred, the press went there. The government of Liberia denied the press from not going there. But if you cross to the Guinea side, the press have freedom. Listen to what I'm saying here. What are they hiding? The fact is that the government is a chicken government. I will call it chicken government, that somebody will march in my living room and I refuse to remove the person from my living room, and I say I'm calling my neighbors, but then my wife and children cannot see me talking to my neighbors by telling them this is diplomacy that is happening in back. That's a chicken behavior. You see, we've been on the thing for over 7 months. If this government have reported this thing to ECOWAS, there should be equal summit, that all Liberians will see that there's an equal summit on this situation. There is a minor labor union summit on this. There is an OU summit on this. There is a UN summit on this. But who are they talking to? 6 months, we can't see nothing. So this is the problem we face in Liberia. So what Yeke Koluba said is not, people are believing Yeke Koluba because there's no action. How long does it take to get somebody off your land? That silent diplomacy dragging to a year now, and we're sitting now believing that the government is talking. If the government is talking, we'll see my brother Louis Brown at the UN now today making a case for Liberia-Guinea must leave our place. We're not seeing it. And we're sitting now believing that the government is talking. They're not talking jack. This is a chicken government. You see, a scary group of people when you pay, they say, oh, because Liberia fought civil war, we're not going back to war. Those are all chicken excuses. I cannot allow somebody to sit on my land for nearly a year and then I say diplomacy that you don't see anything. They're not having no diplomacy anywhere. We should not be fooled. We should not pull this thing out because it's my government. They're doing it. They're not doing nothing. Guinea, that part of Liberia will be cut. So the map of Liberia will have a new map. Guinea not going nowhere. We have a chicken government that refuse to confront their counterpart that, look, if you can't get all of this, we've been talking, oh, we have our biological father, the America. Why you can't get the American involved? Why you can't get France involved? UN, our brother is there. Why is it not on the Security Council thing to discuss Liberia? We're not hearing it. We might read next year to say, oh, diplomacy working. It's not working. That's a chicken government here. That's how I see it. So that when they finish changing everybody's name in local county, our sister then be called Fanta, Coca-Cola, then we'll be talking. And this is a fact. The government is doing absolutely nothing. So we tend to believe what Yeke said. They remove Yeke from the office for nothing because the government is doing absolutely nothing.
And let me share. I don't know what my friends want to come, but let me share a quick story. Not story, but today I was in a conversation with somebody, and the person, the logic the person advancing, I can't understand. It's the same kind of logic that Francois Tele want to advance it. So we should force the Guineans to leave. The person is saying that if Liberia will engage the Guineans, just in a situation, and then they fighting, but Liberia does not have enough fighting force or manpower or ammunition, whatever, and the Guineans are overpowering us, the same fighting force for Liberia will kind of turn their gun to the government and maybe overthrow the government and will be in serious mess. So I say, but what sense does that make? The people who are fighting, they are Liberians. They're fighting for their land. So they will move from the enemy and can overthrow government. Okay, let's say even if they overthrow the government, they are still Liberians that are overthrowing the government. So for them to overthrow the government, it's not me saying it, our fellow was saying it. For them to overthrow the government and for them to fight and take their land back, which is most important to them. See, so people thinking that, it's not impossible for Guinea to leave. They can leave if you put pressure on them. No, you are on the safe side. You are on the other side. Guinea coming crossing water to fight you. So if you fight sensibly, they will not risk their men putting in Kino level. We just saw the video, the picture we just saw. Yeah? In the morning time, who put in somebody in Kino to cross water? You can blow that whole Kino or with one RPG. They will not be brave to be coming over and over. Okay? But because we are not doing anything, so they're not stupid. They know what they're doing. They're testing us.
Let me ask something before the guys come in. The region, they let trouble in our region. You don't have to fight Guinea. But the fact is you can mark pressure on ECOWAS. There must be a summit that we can see that they're talking to Guinea. You can't be talking, the person in your land and say you have the diplomacy, nobody know what's happening. Liberians, we're not stupid. Although a lot of people in Liberia may be stupid, not all Liberians are stupid. We read between the lines. The fact is, if the guy refuses to move, just take 500 soldiers to march over there. If ECOWAS don't step in immediately, you don't have to fight. But just show that this nonsense must stop. And you said and say, oh, because we fought civil war, we're not going to civil, we're not going back to fight. All the things are just blah, that excuse. That excuse. If you want people to move, there might be in the Security Council now, will be hearing it that just how Iran reported America by doing something. You must do it. Let's see. You're not doing jack. And you're telling, oh, we must sit down. Our money, our parents send all the school to be stupid. No, the government not doing nothing. And this is the truth. You can back this government. It's a chicken government. That's what I say. Lofa County, the people will go inland, they will take that place. Our chicken government will not do nothing. That's what I see it. Until we start seeing action, that you have Monorail Union, the first thing, there must be a summit now. Then be talking about it. ECOWAS is there. Nothing happening. And we must say that and say, oh, they are silent. They're all lies. Until we see action, then we know they're having some conversation, but nothing happening. It's in a background, in a dark, it's behind the curtain. And I must sit down. My mom's so cara for me to go to school to accept nonsense like that. I'm not going to buy into it until we see action.
Ma, where do you stand? You want to see action, or should we continue with diplomacy?
I believe the diplomacy should be, intensified, but not just soft diplomacy. And there were Liberia in the millions were all rally around our government to give our support to our government. But the manner in which the government acted from the initial stage, it wasn't a bad thing. To give the Guinean the benefit of the doubt and the region for that matter, that Liberia is a country that have experienced that have had some difficult times when it comes to this guerrilla warfare, and we are not willing to send the region into any kind of chaotic move, set the region into any kind of chaotic move. But that, having said that, we are not going to lay back and think that it's okay that the Guinean, regardless of what any Liberian have done to offend the Guinean, there's a way that the Guinean would have gone about it. But the way our Guinean affect we all Liberian, and there were a lot of Liberian people like myself and other well-meaningful Liberian are getting frustrated with the whole issue. And the Guinean, they are almost 30 million, if I believe, and they have a lot of skillful people that their government is much bigger, I think 3-4 times our government, and they are studying up from a distance psychologically, and they got people on the ground in Liberia, so they know that the mindset of Liberian. So based on that, they are going to continuously play with our emotion until when they see that Liberian are dead serious. Look, for example, when this thing started, you had the residents in the area that had the machetes in their hands and with sticks and whatsoever, and that drove the few Guinean soldiers back. Like Brother Paul said, and had that been enforced by sending some 200-300 soldiers to say, look, that the Guinean will come back. And when they're coming back, they could come back. But once they hear that Liberia has sent up to 200-300 men to protect the Liberian territory, I think Guinea would have think twice before even say trying to make any because the young man in Guinea, Dumuya, he's a young, inexperienced, he's a legionnaire. But when it comes to leadership, I think he's inexperienced. So sitting down with President Boakai, no matter what President Boakai have, I want to believe President Boakai have talked to him as a elderly person, giving 1 or 2 historical, X, Y, Z to him, presenting. But still yet, he doesn't buy what the president has said. Because President Boakai, this one, I will give it to him, show a lot of restraint and respect to this young fellow. And for me, it's disrespectful to our president the way he are going about it. And this is where now our president, regardless of his old age, some people we can still help him to put on the red shoes to tell Guinea, say, okay, now the old man have shown you a lot of, how they call it, restraint, and you disrespected him, and he can now go back to his people with, continuously continuous to appeal to his people. So I will stand with the government on this one, yeah. But it's time to tell the Guinean that the old man gloves are off.
Okay, thank you very much. Even me too, sometimes my head can pop and say, okay, we need to move. But sometimes again, I look at it and say, well, you make your case. Right now, if Liberia moves, the region will see that we have been patient enough, because they're not saying you can't try with Nigeria. No way. You can't try with Nigeria. Not 1 inch. You will not try with even the Guinea. The Liberia cross, they will not take it. Arico, here they get out into Arico. No. But we have taken enough. But guys, quickly, just in 1 second each, or 1 minute each rather, the nomination by President Boakai of the former defense minister, defense minister under President Weah, in person of Daniel Ziankan, to take care of the LDEA. But that is if he's confirmed by the lawmakers. Guys, a lot of two things happening here. People are thinking that why is it that all the government will always recycle people? Like everybody is saying, oh, Boakai government like this. The next government can, then they turn around and take it. Seeing people from the Boakai government that they condemning that they're not working. The same thing. Boakai people then they condemn Georgia people. Okay, now as we speak, you get Prince C. Johnson from Georgia government. He is the NSA man. As we speak, they are appointing Ziankan. There's another lady. Okay, all the people. But then we condemn them that they were inexperienced. So why are they recycling the same people as if to say Liberia is so brain drained that you can't bring on new people? That's the first concern. The second concern is how much can retired Major General Daniel Ziankan do with this drug saga? Is he going to be effective? Can he make any difference? Francis, start with you.
Zanga, I can say he's a trained military guy. I don't know if he has any training of fighting drugs, but he's a military personnel. So we're giving the benefit of the doubt. A lot of people who work with him, who I knew him from school. In university together, graduated a year before, too. So but I think he would do his best, given the circumstances around. You need support to fight drugs. It need money. You need committed people within the cycle. He as a head cannot do much. What happened? The guys do down. The guys in the field, the patrol officers. They need to be heavily compensated or paid in the simplest term. So you can change your head. You can always change your head. Head can't do much, bro. So I think it's the third or fourth person that have changed as the head since AB then being there. I said AB command left. So yeah, we just hope that he does what he has to do and do it effectively. All I can say about that. Thank you.
Okay, Matt.
Yeah, I don't know, from being a defense minister to DEA director, okay, which is a small institution compared to the defense ministry. And then two, is he going to get the logistical, technical support and financial support that the DEA needs? That is something to be discussed. And is he going to make the request that the DEA need to be well funded in order for it to fight drugs in the country? And how serious are they? Because when he was defense minister, they did an excellent job, for which Liberian always is one of the part of the government that people always Liberian are proud of. We Liberian, because they have done a very excellent job and they continue to do. So is he going to bring that discipline to the DEA? Because we saw the A.B. Krumah and one of his lieutenants fighting over some sort of when they go on the fee, money. A.B. Krumah want to take money and X, Y, Z. So is Ziankan going to bring discipline to the DEA, which I believe he's going to do. And but the thing is the government going to give them the logistic and financial support that they need? Because the drug something is not just in one part of Monrovia or Moserado County. It's not Liberia. As far as Kipama, Sano County, Maryland, Sano County, Grand Crew, River says, the whole entire Liberia is kind of infested with this drugs issue. So how well are they going to fund them in order for them to, so the drugs don't keep moving from one end to another? They're going to be on top of their game. So it's not a bad thing, like some Liberian people saying that, oh, it's a demotion. Once a cat, always a cat. His country called upon him to serve, and as a law enforcement person, is something that is always within the DNA. So it's time that he was called upon, and I believe that he can give his best to his country, or else he walk and tell the government, say, okay, you're not willing to fund me, then I walk, in order for him to do the job of the Liberian people, to save, the next generation of this madness. He walk, and a lot of Liberian people will see that, okay, he meant well for the country.
Thank you so much, Mark. Let's move to Paul, and then we'll be rounding up.
Before you ask the question you asked about why they keep recycling people, and that question, I must say I don't know, because I remember when I was a little child growing up, there's a name that we used to hear, Saint Bernard. His only job he had in Liberia to be LDC director. Nobody else could do it during his time. So I don't know, this is an old age Liberia thing. They don't look elsewhere. So that's to answer your question.
The great SB.
That's to answer your question. But this young man, he was once upon a time chief of staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia. Before we are moving to the ministry. So he been in a joint security sector. He understands the operato. So, and I think if he bring his military thing into this, he could succeed. That's that from how I see it. So let's give him the benefit of that. But they could have gone out there and getting Francis Mensah or Mark. These people from outside, they will bring different ideas. But that recycling thing in Liberia is the problem that we all face with. You got your president too, who also been cycling in a recycle group. So what you expect this to happen? So let's give the young man the benefit of the doubt. Let him do what he can do. Maybe it will help. If not, they will change him too, and then bring somebody else, because that particular area, I don't think they're trying to have, but I think it's a place that somebody that have investigation background, policing, and all that should be the kind of people they sending over there. You might have some kind of CRD background for that kind of area, because that area is very, very crucial. So back in the days, I know I'll bring this up with other people on the program. You have a Jimmy Ringo days. So you had a CRD in Liberia. They were crooks among crooks that understood the situation. You can't depose somebody. You need to put a criminal in a place that understands the minds of the criminal too. So I'll just bring Jimmy Ringo in because they needed people to counteract Jimmy Ringo. They needed criminals that knew him to operate on him. So maybe being part of the Jones security before, he understands the way the drugs thing work in Liberia, he may do a good job. So I hope they confirm him.
Okay, thank you so much, and thank you for talking about the Jimmy Ringo. Jimmy Ringo, I remember when he used to be walking on Ken Johnson would be behind. You know, yeah, enter one store, he say, hey, how much for that shoes? He take it, he say, boy, put your foot. And say, he start walking. Everybody know Jimmy Ringo. So we used to try our luck. For me, I didn't get anything from him. But guys, when the man finished, go to Terminal Island, where we dump our human garbage. But guys,
at least we want to agree on one thing tonight.
That was what?
Which is the nomination of the new.
The nomination of the Ziankan, yeah. I mean, yeah, you see. Yeah, I think it was a good thing that we all agree on it, because people might think that we can be honor money. We are not honor money. We all wish well for the country, but when the bad things happen, we're talking. Not this one. I know Ziankan in my entire life. I don't know where was he during Taylor time, because if he was in Taylor government, then at least I would know him small.
Now that man, a small boy man, for you will know him. That anytime they promoted a young man for that.
Okay, so you see,
that man, nothing, not the 6, 97. I remember when Keith, I think from GM or he, we were playing football. He went, I mean, a young boy there.
Okay, so you see, people like that, I ain't got anything on him, I ain't got any qualms on him. So, you know, and when I talk about recycling, not that I don't want him to be there, but no, like Paul just said, we got brains in the diaspora. No, this year is not about partisan thing. That the country, anything happen, we are here. We know it wants from government, but we are Liberians. Our heart stay in Liberia.
Yeah, so president runs other ideas, bro. He got other people around here, so they click.
Yeah, but now we're talking now. Now we're talking. Yeah. You surround yourself with people you know, and this is how people even vote, because they know Francis Mensah. Right now, we go and they nominate you. I mean, if you start running, we all that know we will go vote for you. That's why Liberia runs. So you know, but it was a good show, guys, and we hope that some of these things that we're talking can fall on good ears. And the loafer thing for me, that's the most serious thing. They draw thing, it will always be there. We'll grab the other group there, the J there. We know the next group that will come, maybe they'll bring $1 million draw. We don't know. So you know, the draw thing will always be there. Once they are human beings and people have tasted drugs. But the most important thing for me is the loafer situation, and I hope the government can start doing something now. We get training some people. They me what training you're sending there. They're not going to fight, but let them be at the border too. You got a few regular boys, they call LIS guys, with some one magazine, AK, Guinea man can with long baffler on a GMG. You know, in scale like AK man. So, you know, they say the interior, they people say the cow in scale a small ball on the water side road. The small ball going to draw water, the cow standing there, that small ball, but when big man can the cow will move. So you'll try to deploy some men there. And we hope that the situation will not, you know, spiral up into any other thing. And we hope that everything will be under control. But until then, we'll be here on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday, Paul and Francis will be here with their programs respectively. On this note, guys, I think we should be taking our exit. And I want to also leave with this one. And I love this song for no reason.
Clappy ENT, baby. Give me that, give me that. To my baby. Boy, give me that, give me that. We get Swagger, we get Dresser, we get Scooby-Doo. We get Casabonne like Jackie Foam. We get Palopo, we get Slick when we get BBQ. If you say you grown up, I say I grown up too. Boy, anything like open while I flag in inside.